Anytime I'm working on an airbag or airbag system, I always disconnect the battery first, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I want to change my worn out indicator and cruise control stalks. And to get that airbag out, we just need to use a Torx 30. The screws are accessed from behind, and you can see the screw bosses in the airbag that they actually screw into. And there's little openings at the back of the steering wheel that you need to take those screws out from. Once the airbag is loose, you just need to disconnect the yellow airbag cable. I've had incredible difficulty with that in the past, but I just used two small flat blade screwdrivers either side of it, and it came out easily, just prying it out gently. And then it's just a case of undoing, as usual, that giant middle screw. That screw was ridiculously tight. I had to put my rattle gun on the highest power setting, and it still took probably 4 goes to get that to move. They really don't want that coming out. Mind you, that's got thread locker on it, that's probably why. Now you really need to have the steering wheel dead ahead before starting this task. Mine was slightly off to the side, but it was still okay for me to access the screws to get this clock spring assembly out. You've got the two openings for the screws there. You may have to turn it slightly to get that out, but you do not want to be spinning this thing around and getting it out of synchronization when it's out of the car, because you'll end up breaking the ribbon cable inside. Now we have access to our two stalks to replace them, and they just unscrew and the cables unclip. The two outer cables, like this one here for the airbag, you just squeeze the tabs on that, pull it forward slightly and unhook it through the cutout on the side. And the rear cable, well, that just unplugs. The cruise control stalk is a bit interesting in that it actually plugs into the EIS, the electronic ignition switch. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, that's where it is. And it's pretty easy, you just pull it out, it clicks in. And that's what the new one looks like. And for interest, this is the part number for the version that has the speed limiter function as well. There's a lower cost version accessory that did not do speed limiting, just cruise control, and those stalks are way more easy to find. This is what the old one looks like, and you see they do have the same part numbers. And that's why I'm changing it. The white lettering simply rubs off as soon as you touch it. It must have been destroyed by the sun. And while this is all apart, I would strongly advise tightening this screw. In case this middle assembly comes loose, then the whole thing starts spinning around, like your stalks and that are not securely attached. This is the indicator stalk. I'm replacing that for similar reasons. The lettering is all wiping off. This is all really easy to do. You can see that looks 1,000 times better already. I've put 2 screws in there, and I'm just about ready to click those connectors in. And that's how it's done. We can go ahead and put that cruise control stalk on now, and that's secured with 1 screw at the top. It's already looking 1,000 times better. So these stalks have been sitting in a warehouse, no doubt, for more than 20 years. They're a little bit crunchy the first time you move them around, but they free up and they sound good. It must just be the grease needing some exercise, but yeah, I'm happy with that. And they look 10,000 times better than they did before. So I can go ahead and reinstall my clock spring now. So that clock spring is now installed, and you can see those fingers in the middle where they engage with the rear of the steering wheel, and you can also see the 2 screws in those holes to remove the entire assembly. It's just a case of reinstalling the wheel now, and I did stamp index marks in it, so it will go exactly as it was before.